So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to utilize what we call melody landing points to predict the next chord in the chord progression of any song you encounter. So in case you are new to melody landing points, what do we actually mean by these melody landing points? So melody landing points are simply the points in the melody of a song where there's kind of a pause or break before we move to the next line of the melody of that particular song. Okay, so I know this might sound a little bit complicated, but I promise you it's going to make sense as we proceed in the video. So the question would actually be, how do we utilize these melody landing points to predict the next chord in the chord progression of a song? And this actually involves 3 steps. Okay, so how do we actually go about this? The first step is actually to do what? To identify the melody of a song within a certain key. Okay, that's the first step to take. The next step is now to factor out what we call melody landing points in the melody of that song. Okay, and the last step is now to find what we call diatonic chords within that key that contain each of the melody landing points. Okay, so I know this might look a little bit complicated, but I promise you, as we proceed in the video, you are going to understand this concept better. Okay, so we're going to be using the song God Is So Good. Okay, it's actually a gospel song, but this is not only just limited to gospel. You can still apply it to any song at all and it still works, at least 95% of the time. So here's how the song actually goes, and afterwards I'm going to show you how you can use melody landing points in the melody of this song to actually predict the next chord in the chord progression of the song at successive intervals. So that's how the song actually goes. So let's now see how you can use what we call melody landing points to predict the next chord in the chord progression of this song at successive intervals in the song. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this lesson in the key of F major. So this is the F major scale. I'm assuming you're familiar with it. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and do. Okay, and remember, this is the first chord. That's the first diatonic chord. This is the second diatonic chord in the key of F. This is the third diatonic chord. This is the fourth. This is the fifth, this is the sixth, the seventh, and back to the 1. Okay, so to actually go about this, the first thing we have to do is to first do what? To identify the melody of that song within a certain key. Okay, so that's the first step. You can see it on screen. So let's try to get the melody of this song. So this is the melody. God is so good. God is so good. God is so good. He's so good to me. Okay, so that means the melody was do, do, mi, re. Okay, re, re, fa, mi, mi, so, fa, re, fa, mi, re, do. Okay, so that's the melody of the song, and that's the first step to take. So we've identified the melody of the song within a certain key. We've done justice to the first step. So the next step is now to do what? To factor out what we call melody landing points in the melody of this particular song we just played. Okay, so if you can see on screen, I'm going to make the melody landing points in the melody of this song green in color. Okay, so you can see those the melody lines that are actually green in color are what are the melody landing points in the melody of this song. So let's see how we come about the first melody landing points, which is re. So let's start. God is so good. God is so good. Okay, so you can see we actually pause for a kind of a while when we go to this re. Okay, that is do, do, mi, re. So you can see we actually stopped for a while before now moving to the next line of the melody. So that's why this was our first melody landing point. Okay, I hope you're getting the concept. So we started from do, do, mi, re. You see we kind of pause the Y, then we'll continue re, re, fa, mi. Okay, so this mi is now the second melody landing point because we actually pause for a while at this mi before moving to the next line. So the next melody landing point is going to be mi, mi, so, fa. Okay, this is the third melody landing point, which is fa. Okay, then the next one is re, fa, mi. So this is the fourth melody landing point. Then re, this is the fifth, back to do. Alright, so we've done justice to the second step by factoring out what we call melody landing points in the melody of that particular song. Okay, so the third step is now to, which is actually the final step, is now to find which among the 7 diatonic chords in the key of F. So remember, the diatonic chords in the key of F are what? This is the chord 1, this is the chord 2, okay, this is the chord 3 in F, this is the chord 4, this is the chord 5, this is the chord 6, this is the chord 7, and back to the chord 1. Okay, so what we're asking ourselves is, which among these 7 chords contain each of the melody landing points we just discovered? Okay, and that's actually the method we're going to be using to predict the next chord in the chord progression of this song at successive intervals. So the chord progression of most songs naturally starts from the chord 1. Okay, so just keep that at the back of your mind. So starting from this first chord, we're going to ask ourselves, which chord are we going to go next to in the chord progression of the song, and we're going to actually get this from the first melody landing point. Okay, so the first melody landing point is what? Re. So this is the first melody landing point, that is Re. So we're going to ask ourselves, which chord among the 7 diatonic chords in the key of F, okay, contain this first melody landing point? So let's see, let's do the experiment together. Let's see the 7th chord in the key of F. So this is the 7th chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the 7th chord. So you can see the 7th chord contain Re. So you can see this note, which is G, okay, that is Re. So this note is found in this chord. Okay, this note, which is Re, is found in this 7th chord. So this is one of the options of chord we could go next to in the chord progression of this song, okay, because it contains the first melody landing point. Okay, I hope you're getting the concept. Let's try another chord. Let's see the 5th chord in the key of F. So this is the 5th chord, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the 5th chord in the key of F. So the 5th chord also contains Re. So this is Re. This note is also found in this 5th chord, and what this actually means is that this 5th chord could also be the next possible chord we could go next to in the chord progression of this song. Okay, so we found 2 chords that we could go next to, 2 options of chord, which are, the first one is the 7th chord. This could be the next chord we could go to in the progression of this song, that's the 7th chord or the 5th chord. Okay, so if you've watched our previous video on how to actually find the chord progression of a song yourself, you actually notice that I emphasized this point in that video also. Okay, so in situations where we have more than one chord, okay, that is one option of chord to go to next, there will always be one of these 2 chords, or the various options of chord. There will always be one of them that will be the best, and that actually depends on what you actually want, or what sound most pleasing to your ear. Okay, so we're going to do the experiment together, and with this you're going to understand the concept better. So let's start from the beginning. So we're starting from the first chord. Okay, so God is so the next chord we're going to go to is actually, let's try the 7th chord and see how it sounds. So let's start again. God is so good. Okay, so you can see the sound is actually still good. It's not very bad, it still makes sense. Okay, but to my own ear, I think the 5th chord will sound more better. So let's try the 5th chord and see. So God is so good. Okay, wow, I think this sounds better than this. God is so good. This is the 7th chord, and compare it to the 5th chord. God is so good. All right, so you can see we've gotten the next chord we could go to from this first chord in the progression of this song, and the way we actually got it is from the first melody landing point, which is Re. Okay, we chose the 5th chord because the 5th chord contains the first melody landing points in the melody of this song. Okay, so let's now proceed. So from this 5th chord, which chord are we now going to go next to in the chord progression of this song? Okay, and we're actually going to figure this out using the 2nd melody landing point. Okay, so the 2nd melody landing point in the melody of this song is the what? Is the Mi. Okay, which is this Do Re Mi. Okay, that is God is so good. Is the first one. The next one is now God is so good. Okay, this Mi. Okay, so this is the 2nd melody landing point. So we're going to use the same step. So which chord among the 7 chords in the key of F contain this Mi? So let's do the experiment together. Let's try the 7th chord again and see. So this is the 7th chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the 7th chord. So you can see the 7th chord doesn't contain Mi, okay, which is the 2nd melody landing point. Okay, so Mi is not found in this 7th chord, so that means this is not going to be among the options of chord we are going to go next in the chord progression of this song. Okay, so let's try the 3rd chord. This is the 3rd chord in the key of F, 1, 2, 3, which is this. So you can see the 3rd chord contains Mi. Okay, that is, this note is found in this 3rd chord, and that means this is among the next possible chord we could go next to in the chord progression of this song because it contains the second melody landing point. Okay, I hope you're getting the concept now. I hope it's making sense. So let's try another chord again. Let's try the first chord. So this is the first chord in the key of F. That is 1. So you can see the first chord also contains mi. So this is mi, which is this note, is also found in this chord. So that means we've gotten about two chords. That's two possible chords we could go next to from the fifth chord in the key of F. So we found out that we could go next to the first chord or the third chord. Yeah, but I think the first chord will sound better. So let's start again from 1. God is so good. The 5, okay. God is so good. Wow, this worked best to me, okay. So we factor out the next chord again after this fifth chord. So we found out that the next chord we have to go to the chord progression of this song is the first chord because the first chord contains the second melody landing points. Okay, so I hope this is actually making sense to you. If you're already finding value, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to this channel if you've not done so. Okay, so I hope this is making sense. So now let's use this method again. From this first chord, which chord are we going to go next to? It's still the same principle. We are going to factor out the next melody landing point, which is fa. Okay, so fa is the third melody landing point in the progression of this song. Okay, so we're going to ask ourselves again, which is this is the fa. Okay, so which chord among the 7 diatonic chords in the key of F contain this fa? Okay, so let's just go straight to the point to save time. So let's see the fourth chord in the key of F. This is the fourth chord, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is the fourth chord, B flat major chord. Okay, so this chord contains these notes, which is fa. Okay, this is here is found in this chord. So what this means that this fourth chord could be the next possible chord we could go to next in the progression of this song. And let's do the experiment together and see how it actually sounds. So we started from 1. God is so good. Then we went to the fifth chord. From the fifth we went to God is so good. 1. Okay. God is so good. The fourth chord, wow, it sounds so good. It sounds very, very good to my ear. So we can actually continue, we can actually proceed, we can even move to the fourth melody landing point, the fifth, and using that method, we are going to be finding the next chord we have to play at each successive point in the chord progression of this song. And that's actually the idea of this video. So I hope you get the concept. In case you don't know how to find the melody of a song, you can always use online resources. You can even go on Google and search on the melody of this particular song on the piano. You actually get reasonable answers for the start at least. So the summary of this whole thing is just to first identify the melody of a certain song within a certain key. Then the next step is now to factor out what we call melody landing points in the melody of that particular song. And the last step is now to find which among the 7 diatonic chords in that certain key contain each of those melody landing points. And with this, you'll be able to predict the next chord in the chord progression of any song. Alright, so if you find value in this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you in our next video.